within that year, I did end up being registered blind. One of my appointments, and one of the doctors said, "By the way, have you been registered blind?" I was like, am I blind?" What would you say is preferable, being born blind or becoming blind?
Time's out, run out to use those big words, yeah. I don't need convincing at all because I know what I want. Baby, dig deep, it's time to make a move on my heart. What's it gonna take for you to love me?
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's not Saturday anymore. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. It's December. Oh my gosh, this came around so quickly. Quick introduction. My name is Sylvia and I'm visually impaired and I'm living my best life and I'm taking you guys along with me. I am going live every single day for 100 days. Today is day 28. Today, I thought I would talk to you guys about, I guess, my journey in sight loss, how it got to this point where I am now. But before I do that, I think I'll just check in on the chat quickly and see who's there. Maybe say hello, shout out a few of you, and yeah, don't be shy. Say hi. Our corny rhyme around here. We say, "Don't be shy. Say hi," and I'll say hi back, of course. So yeah. I'm going on here every single day just to be authentically myself. I started this platform, I'd say this YouTube really, maybe two years ago or 3 years ago, and I haven't really been able to be, I guess, consistent and to be on here properly as myself and really share my story in the way that I had hoped that I would, or the way that I planned to, because I edit all of my stuff and I film all of my stuff. Except for today, I've got help, as you can see. There's no way I could pull all of this off by myself. No way. No way. But yeah, because I wanted to do like vlogs, I wanted to do sit down chats where I share information, just, little things like that. I just couldn't keep up with how things are done on YouTube. I didn't have like a team to edit. So I just thought, you know what? This was maybe exactly 28 days ago. I was like, you know what? I have so much that I want to share. I really want to connect with my people. I really want to reach more people. So we're just going to switch on the camera and we're going to go live and we're going to talk to people just as I am, just as they are, just randomly talk about maybe the topics I've been thinking about talking about, whatever it is, answer questions, things like that. So that's what I've been doing for the past 28 days. And it has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I'm recovering from a cold, by the way. So through thick and thin, we're here. So yeah, it has been really, really amazing, and I'm so grateful. Like before I even get started on today's live, on today's story, before I even begin saying anything much else, I just want to say how grateful I am for all the support that you've all shown me so far. I'm so grateful for all the people all the new people who have joined this our little corner of the interwebs, and I'm so grateful to all my OG people, my day ones, for being there and bearing with me. I'll be, I don't know, putting up a vlog today and then come back 3 months later and put up a video. So yeah, this is what is it called? The new us, okay? We're gonna connect more. We're here together. We're on this journey together. On each live, I also share an affirmation. So it's really a journey for all of us to go on together, all the 100 days. Imagine 100 days of affirmations, how much good you're putting into yourself, how much good you're speaking into yourself and onto yourself and into your future. So yeah, let's all empower each other, support each other, grow together, bring more people, bring your people here, share this live. And yeah, let me just check in on the chat. If don't be shy, say hi is the policy. So I'm going to have a look and see if we still have some shy people. Hang on. I don't think. Let's try that again. Bear with a visually impaired girly. I can barely see this phone. I'll show you how I'm seeing my phone actually. turn on the zoom. Ooh, okay. So this is how I'm seeing my phone. Where's the camera? I think the camera was like there. So this is how I'm seeing my phone to check on the chat. So please bear with me. Okay, let me see. Um so hi Slick, welcome back. Um what has blindness made you appreciate more in life? Do you know what? There's so many things and so many ways to look at that. Um, I think literally just being here and being present, there's so many things that I have learned to appreciate after losing my eyesight to the point that it is now, or even how sometimes, I can't see anything at all. And I think the thing I've learned to appreciate the most is each moment as I live it. Each moment has become so, so precious to me. And I take in everything that I can about each moment. If it's a happy moment, even if it's not a happy moment, I take it all in, and I tend to find like a silver lining for most things. I know some things are really tough. Like it's been quite a challenging year for us as a family, but what I found from it as well, I still me with the silver lining. I still found it. What I found from it rather is how nicely we all got together, how we held up together, held each other up as a family, the way we stuck together, supported each other, just our love and our bond and everything. So I think literally just appreciating every moment has been what has changed in me since losing my eyesight to this extent and to how it goes on some days. But yeah, what would you say is preferable, being born blind or becoming blind? Pros and cons, etc. Okay. You know what? You can't really speak on something that you haven't had experience in, I feel. So, because I haven't had really experience in being born blind, I've lived a life where I could see clearly for a certain period of time, and then sometimes I don't. So, I think I've got like both ends really, and I think for me my experience is my experience, and that's what I prefer, if that makes sense. I don't think I would say I would prefer to have been born blind and to never have seen anything, because I actually don't know what that's like. So I just, like I said, I learned to appreciate I learned to appreciate what I've got. So yeah. um I don't know. Perhaps maybe as someone who was born blind, that they might have a different opinion. But for me, it's a case of appreciating what I've got, and I I feel like my experience is what works best for me. So yeah, I think the cons of being born blind is that I wouldn't know what I guess what I look like, or what my sister looks like, or do you know, like little things around me. And I think it helps in my mind to form a picture, so that even when I have those days when I can't see anything at all, if I touch, I don't know, if I touch a cup, right? I know what a cup looks like if I looked at it. And colors as well, because I love colors. Before I start on today's story time, because I'm telling you guys about the day that I lost my eyesight after giving birth, I think it's really important that I talk about why I'm talking about this, or like give context, I guess. I was diagnosed with my eye condition in childhood, so we don't know. We don't know if it happened or started, when I was born, when I was a toddler, when I was, somehow in school. I don't know, but I was diagnosed at 6 years old. We don't know how much of it had affected me by then, but within about a year or so, all of the eyesight in my right eye was gone. And I remember that so vividly because my parents put up, those charts they put up for children to learn their ABCs. So I had that chart, and as soon as my school told my parents that, my nursery school told my parents that I'm struggling a little bit, they put up the chart, and I would go there every day, and read it. So they would ask me, so what can you see? So cover this eye. And then I'd start, reading the chart, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, cover this eye. And then I'd start reading it and then move further back, and so on and so forth. Kind of like what you would do. I guess if we had like, those charts or whatever, is it a chart really? Maybe it's a chart, I don't know, but the ones they have at opticians or eye doctors, but it was just the one size letter. So the only way to gauge it is for me to step back. Anyway, I remember so vividly, that was a long tangent, but I remember so vividly, every day I would go on there and I would read the chart, right? And my left eye, it was okay. It was getting blurry every day, but it was okay. Like I could still manage to read the chart. So these times I'm about 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. And then I remember my right eye each day, maybe not every day, like not every day, but over time, I slowly was just completely unable to read the chart. It like no matter how close I was to the chart, I was not able to read it. Everything went blurry, and then everything went dark or blank, really. So I remember that vividly, like losing the vision in one eye, and by then the vision in now my left eye had started also reducing. So the further back I stepped, the less I was able to see as well. So eventually, as well, this is me still at 6 years old, losing also my left eye in a very short time. And honestly, the effect it had on me as a child is enormous. I went from being, my mum always tells me she went to pick me up from nursery school on my first day of nursery, and she found me, she found me singing in front of everyone and doing dances. Like I was entertaining everybody. But I went from being that child to just sitting quietly in a corner, barely saying a word. When I say a corner, I just mean like sitting somewhere quiet. Like I wasn't hiding per se, but I would just sit somewhere, stay out of everyone's way, stay out of trouble, that sort of thing. But yeah, so that's kind of the effect it had on me, like losing my eyesight so quickly at that age. But I was fortunate enough, I was born in Kenya, so I was fortunate enough to be able to come, which is where I am now, to England, to the UK, to get treatment for my left eye, which is again another long story for another day. But I was able to come over here. In Kenya, they'd initially said like I'll go blind and that's the end of it. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna happen. But I was fortunate enough to be able to come over here, and then they treated my left eye and they worked on my left eye only. So I grew up basically with my left eye working, with glasses as well, up until adulthood. And I didn't really, because I was a child in hospital, I didn't really ask questions, and nobody really told me anything, if that makes sense. Like I'm just there, adults talking over my head, like, oh, okay, she can do this or she can do that, that sort of thing. And that's kind of the situation when you're a child with I guess, a medical condition. The information traveling around there is not really for you. Like, I don't know, even my uncle might know more about my condition than I did at that time, because I was just like, yeah, I was just going to the hospital, woo, fun day. I don't get to go to school today. But so yeah, that's basically how I grew up, and I just never really learned much about my eye condition. So when things happened the way they did later on in life, when after parenthood and up until now, I didn't really expect it, because I didn't really maybe know this is how my eye condition works. Like I'd never really experienced my eyesight going, as it, disappearing, a flare up, which is what I learned they're called, except for the one time when I was about 12, and I woke up in the morning. I was like, things are it's a bit weird, it's a bit blurry, but okay. I ate my cereal. Remember what I said about what my eye condition did to my personality? I just became very beyond introverted. I don't know how else to explain. Like I just kept myself to myself. So ate my cereal like normal, didn't even tell my mom, went to school, had a whole day, and I came back home. And the thing is, when I was going to school, I had to get a bus to my school. Was it one bus or two? Do you know, I can't remember if it was one bus or two buses, but I remember basically waiting for the bus that was outside our house. And I couldn't see it from a distance that you're supposed to see it so you can stop it. So I think I was actually late to school that day because I couldn't stop the bus on time. I had to rely on other people to stop the bus so I can get on the bus, on the correct bus anyway, because it's like obviously a bus stop has several buses. But yeah, I just did my day like that. I went to school. I don't think I did much that day. I don't think I did much writing. I tried to, what's the word? I tried to finesse it. I tried to finesse my day as much as possible, but I'm sure probably my teachers noticed, like, something's a bit, I don't know, not right here, but maybe she just doesn't want to do her work. That's just how things are over here as well. Like, coming from the education system in Kenya to here, like, anyway, another story for another day. But, so yeah, I did a whole day at school, went back home. I'm 12. Let's remember I'm 12. Okay, so I'm a whole big, well, honestly, I'm a whole big child, but also I'm a child at the same time. So I kind of held guilt for my eyes, not my eye rather, because I had the one eye not really working and I had my glasses and everything. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to tell anybody. Nothing is wrong. It's going to go away. But nothing changed. I got home. I told mom, okay, you know what? Let me level with you. Things are blurry. Things are blurry. Couldn't see my bus when I went to school. Couldn't see the board or nothing when I was at school, or even my work. Just things are blurry. But for somehow I made it to school and I made it back. So God is good. But yeah, immediately I was taken to the hospital, and I remember spending at least, was it 24 hours or 48 hours? Maybe 48 hours in the hospital. So I had to like be admitted, and I was on medication for every hour for 24 hours, like around the clock. I'd be woken up to be given medication. But I mean, it was eye drops. Yeah, it was definitely eye drops, but I don't know how many types of eye drops. So yeah, that's what happened when I was 12, and everything was smooth after that. I even forgot about it. Like I didn't spend any time thinking about that. That's again the kind of person I am and I was. Like I don't spend time thinking about, oh, woe is me, this happened. So yeah, later on, for context again, I'm an adult. But yeah, again, before I say all this, I'm just saying this to share my story, to share what happened to me in case it helps anybody out there. Please do share this. You never know who it might help. Like, I think when this initially happened, or these things initially happened, I felt so alone, and I also felt some kind of shame, which makes no sense now that I'm like much more clear headed. I'm like, why? Why would I feel ashamed that my body isn't doing what other people's bodies are doing? Like, is it my fault? No, it's not. So yeah, share it with other people. It could help them. It could help medical professionals maybe when they're dealing with people. It could help other people who have, maybe people in their lives who have an eye condition or any kind of medical condition. It could help a person who doesn't have any kind of condition just, deal with their lives or cope with life and find ways to cope with things, or just, yeah, it could be an interesting story to listen to. So yeah, you never know anyway, but I do share my story because it could help somebody, and you never know, especially considering what I went through and how I felt I didn't really have anybody to connect with over the situation. So yeah, fast forward to probably so that was when I was 12 with the day that I went to school. So fast forward to like when I was probably a teenager, late teenager, and I started going to uni, and I realized again, my eyesight wasn't working quite right, but I just thought, oh, maybe I'm just somewhere new and that's why I'm not really comfortable, which is true. Like I'd moved to a whole new town, a whole new city. I was no longer at home and everything. But what happened was within that year, I did end up being registered blind, and it just literally, the way it happened, I went to one of my appointments. I hadn't actually even been going for my appointments. Like I didn't even need to be seen that often because that's how stable I was. Went to one of my appointments, and one of the doctors said, by the way, have you been registered blind? I was like, am I blind? am I was I supposed to be registered blind? Am I blind? Like, what? But because again, I was wearing my glasses, I was fine. Just maybe a year or so before that, I was doing driving lessons. I was starting to learn how to drive. That sort of like I was fine. But again, it goes to show you never really know what's going on underneath the surface. So it's good to keep track of these things as well, and just always go for your checkups. Go to your opticians. Go to your opticians every 6 months. Go check on your eyes. So yeah, they registered me, but again, nothing really changed. Like nothing really changed in my life. I was just living my life as normal. Yeah, like started working. I was working at a construction site, which was another story for another day. I was working in construction, so if you know anything about construction, you know how much the routes in and out of the place changes, and that was a pain point for me. But again, very normal, right? I was in love. So I guess fast forward to a couple years later, and I was actually pregnant, and I'm still working on the construction site. Um, my pregnancy was really normal, like really normal. It was just very normal, yeah. Like I just went to work, went home. Um, I was seen by my eye doctors maybe 2 times in that pregnancy, and everything was fine. Like there was literally nothing to worry about. So I don't know how you go from everything being fine to whatever happened later on. But again, it's a case of not really knowing how my eye condition works and learning as time has gone by. So yeah, everything was fine. Had my baby. He was actually, let me see, two days later than, what do you call it, the due date, the predicted due date. Oh my gosh, I can't, that's how long ago it was. I can't even remember what the terms are. But yeah, he came 2 days later than it was planned. I was in hospital for maybe 3 days or so. I remember being on one of those days as well in hospital. I remember asking one of the midwives, like, "Hey, can you?" Because I had a C-section. I was like, "Can you just, can you pass me, can you pass me the baby, please? Because he's crying, and I just need to. Can you pass me the baby, please? Because the baby's like, you know, they're put in those little cot type things next to the bed." And she was like, "No, you need to get the baby yourself. You get up and get the baby yourself." I was like, "Well, wow, welcome to motherhood." At this point, I'm in my 20s, by the way, just to clarify. Like, I'm grown, but I'm still a bit like, whoa, still a bit in shock about everything. But yeah, yeah. Welcome to motherhood. Just, I think literally what I discovered is like motherhood, yeah, from from maybe a couple days from labor, yeah, all the way until probably 6 weeks or 7 weeks. No, correction, 2 months later or so. It's just all pain. It's all pain, and you have to smile. You have to smile through the pain, and there's so much joy in there as well at the same time, because it's like this cute little human that's there. Oh. But anyway, it's just, yeah. So I discovered that very quickly, very quickly. Like, okay, you're in pain, and and keep it moving, do what you're supposed to do. But yeah, staying in the hospital was not ideal. Like I didn't really like it, and I just wanted to go home. Eventually I did go, and I was staying with my mom so she can help me out with literally everything round the clock, right? And I remember like everything was fine. I was, you know, looking after the baby. The community midwife would come and check on us. Everything was fine, and so on and so forth. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting in between. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So okay, I've remembered. I remember the last. I used to be really active on Twitter, and I remember the last tweet that I tweeted was about 2 days before he was born, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Scandal is back! I can't wait to watch it." I can tell you now, I never got round to watching Scandal until probably 4 years later. Like that's literally when I went back and caught up, caught up with Scandal. No, maybe it wasn't 4 years later, because I think the following season was the one, was the final season, like after that one. But yeah, I caught up maybe probably a year or so later, like a long time. Let's say it was a long time later, because I did not have time to watch Scandal. Not only did I not have time to watch Scandal because I was a new mom, I couldn't see. But yeah, let me see. Am I missing any? Okay. When it comes to forming pictures, what actions or features of a person form a picture? It, help you form a picture on someone's appearance. Um, I would imagine more like their hobbies rather than something to do with them. So if they say, I really like heavy metal, then I have an idea like, oh, okay, so you probably, I don't know, have this certain aesthetic. But I will say that when I'm close enough to somebody, which would be uncomfortably close, right? I can see them. So if people could agree to just come this close to me and then also just let me touch, then I would know. I'd have an idea of what they might look like. But I think also, I think I said this in a previous live, like I don't spend a lot of time imagining what people look like beyond maybe their clothes choices, their fashion choices, because that's what I enjoy. So beyond what they like to wear, or I was gonna say their fragrance, but that's not so yeah, beyond that, like their fashion choices and their aesthetic or whatever, I don't really spend time thinking about, I don't know, their eyes might be shaped this way, or things like that. But yeah, so back to the story time. Oh wait, hang on, there's something else here. Audio extremely low. Willing to Fail says it seems the audio is really low.
I think it's okay.
Can you hear me? Is it better now? Is it any better now? Maybe try turning up your volumes and see if it helps. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep going because I think we just checked the sound. Just let me know again if it seems a bit low, then we'll see if there's something that we can do. Maybe I'll just talk straight into the mic like this then. So someone says, oh, let's zoom in. Hi, Rui. Welcome. Oh, so Willing to Fail. Yes, it's better. You can hear me now. But yeah, so today I am telling the story of how I lost my eyesight, because I did lose my eyesight after childbirth. But also I'm giving context because obviously I've had my eye condition since childhood, and I don't want it to be like alarmist. Like, it's not a situation that happens to everybody. It happens to some people, but it's not something that happens all the time to everyone. So I'm just sharing my story, and it might help somebody out there. And again, with the 100-day live challenge, live a little live challenge, that's what I'm hoping to do as well with my everyday daily lives, just sharing my life, sharing my story. And you never know, might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but it might help somebody out there. So anyway, where was I actually?
Question. How do you read comments?
How do I read comments? I'll show you. I shall show you. I'm currently holding my iPhone. So I'm going to show you how I read it like that. And sometimes I zoom in. I hope you're able to see it. I hope I'm holding it in the right area of the camera. So sometimes I zoom in further if I need to zoom in further. And yeah, that's how I basically navigate the phone. So if you see me that's why I use the phone with two hands to be able to do anything. Like, anytime I want to do anything on my phone, it has to be a two-hand operation. This one for holding, this other one for operating the zoom and trying to look around the screen. So I can usually only see one corner of the screen at a time. And again, it depends on what I'm looking at, because sometimes I need to zoom in further, sometimes I need to zoom out a bit, and sometimes the zoom doesn't help at all. So yeah, now where was I in this story? Oh my gosh. I went home, never got round. I think I remember, actually, correction, I remember watching Scandal, or trying to watch Scandal, whilst feeding my baby, like at night, at one night, like I was holding him using the feeding pillow, and then I don't know why I thought I had time for Scandal, but I had it on my phone, so I was just watching it like that. But literally the next day I woke up and things were blurry. And again, I want to say that I didn't know that this is how my eye condition worked. Like, I had actually deleted from my memory what happened when I was 12. And also, even if I had thought about it any other time, like, I only connected the dots much later on, basically. But like, to me, it was a solitary event, you know, like it's on its own, nothing really, you know, to think about beyond that. But so when I woke up and things were a bit blurry, I was like, oh, motherhood, welcome to motherhood again. This no sleep life is having an interesting effect. Okay, I really need to try and get some more sleep. I might just leave my baby with my mom for a little bit and go and get a nap, because things are a bit blurry. You know, I thought it was lack of sleep. Okay, so when things were blurry, I was like, I just probably need to sleep more, and then I'll be fine. And again, I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it as well. Like, it's just a passing thought. I was like, oh yeah, I probably need to sleep more and I'll be all right. And just carried on. Like, if you know anything about having a newborn, yeah, it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot. There's a lot happening. So having a newborn, and I had a C-section, and like generally healing from the whole birthing process as well at the same time, is all consuming. You actually don't really have time to be thinking about other things. So I don't even know why I thought when I'm feeding, I was breastfeeding, like I would be there, I would have time to watch Scandal, because I promise you, I probably got like 10 minutes into the episode and that was it. I just didn't get any further, like probably needed to do a nappy change or something. But yeah, things were blurry during the day. This is on day 7 now. My baby is 7 days old, day 7 postpartum. Things are blurry. I'm like, it's fine, I probably need to sleep, you know. Had several naps in that day. Like, every time my baby slept, I slept too. But by the time it was evening, right, things were not doing what they were supposed to do. It had gotten blurry. And again, referring back to what happened when I was 12, when things got blurry that day and I woke up and things were blurry or cloudy, it was actually not blurry yet, it was cloudy, I kept it to myself. I didn't tell anybody. I just kept quiet. I was like, not this inconvenience again. You know, and just continued with life. Like, I did everything. I was like changing the baby, I continued, right? But one thing that was happening is my mom kept saying, oh, you missed a spot. Oh, you need to just do this a little bit more. Oh, let me just change him for you. Like, that sort of thing. Because I was just not doing things the way I would do if I was seeing, right? If I was seeing properly, rather, right? And then it came to the evening, and me and my partner and my mom, like, we're all there. Like, she was showing us, you know, the ropes. So we're all bathing the baby, right? As we did, like, every night we would bathe the baby and it would be under her tutelage. And then so I tried to take a step back. Like, this is what I guess tended to do. Like, when I'm struggling with something, I take a step back and I just go my own. I try not to get too involved, try not to be too loud, noisy, whatever it is. Too visible is the word I would use. So I try to, like, take a step back and be like, oh, you guys just go ahead and do that. I don't know, I'll prepare the bottle or something. I don't know, like, I try to go do something else. But yeah, they weren't having it. They're like, nope, you come over here, we're all gonna do it together. So I did, right? So I was there like, oh my gosh, okay, this is a struggle. I can barely see the baby. This is internal, like, I'm thinking internal, I can barely see the baby. Why can I barely see the baby? What's happening? How come? Again, internal dialogue. And like, I think that's when it dawned on me, because then my mom went, okay, so you just need to, like she was giving us individual instructions. So she would tell my husband, oh, you do this, and then she would tell me, oh, you do that. But this time now she told me, okay, now you need to do this. And she said, okay, just get the cotton pad over there and like just dip it in the water and like wipe his face. And she was, and I was like, cotton bud, where is it? Just over there. Like, it was right in front of me, by the way. Spoiler, it was right in front of me. Just over there, just right there. Like, oh, okay. Kind of reached out and took it, and then did what she said, dipped it, and then she was like, okay, now you just need to wipe his face, but you need to be like really gentle, like wipe his eyes around there. And I froze. I was like, I don't know why I'm laughing, because yeah. So I froze and I said, where's his face? I can't see his face. And my mom went, well, like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't see his face? I can't see his face. I can't see. Things are blurry. Okay, things are blurry. I can't see. And I think the way I said it in my head, it's kind of like admitting that I did something wrong, even though I haven't. It's not me doing something wrong. It's, I guess, my eye condition or my body. I don't know. But I felt like I was admitting defeat in a way by actually saying what happened or what was happening. So yeah, long story, I won't say long story short, but the rest of it is kind of blurry. Pun intended. But I do remember, I don't know who took me. And I don't know if it was in the night or during the day or in the morning, but we went to the hospital, had to go to A&E, and the only thing I remember thinking is, I want to go home and be with my baby. Okay, I want to go home and breastfeed my baby, because this actually hurts. I had the C-section still healing in its very early stages, by the way, so I was a bit like doubled over, walking up and down the hospital, going to this doctor and that doctor, and like even the doctors were like, so what happened? I'm like, I don't know, I just woke up and things were blurry, and things are blurry now. So what were you doing? I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. It's just blurry. That's it. So they ended up sending me to my consultant, or to my, I guess, my department. I don't remember if I saw my actual consultant, but they sent me basically to the department that usually deal with my eye condition. And obviously that's not anything new to them. That's not something, you know, for them to panic over. But it was a little bit of a concern, because I remember being there and people coming to observe as well. And literally when I was leaving the hospital or just walking around as well, like I would have nurses come over and talk to me to like encourage me and everything. So I don't know if I was such a spectacle that I don't know, like I'm not sure. I can't even remember everything really clearly, but all I remember is I just wanted to go back home. I wasn't like upset, I'll tell you that. I wasn't like, you know, crying or anything. I wasn't in a state, if that makes sense. I was just in pain from my C-section. I want to be in my bed and I want to be with my baby, and that's it. I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this, to be coming to hospital for people to look at my eye. It will be fine. I'll wake up tomorrow again and it will be gone, which is not how it works, by the way. Not how it works. But yeah, so the next few weeks, I would say, are again blurry, pun intended. I remember just learning how to do things, or moving on, like just learning how to do things without really having to see. So I still could change nappies, make up bottles, blah blah blah, like I was still doing everything. And then I remember vaguely as well, like some of my friends would come over and like just visit me, stay with me, and I remember just not being able to recognize who's who. But yeah, like the next few days just went by, and weeks, and yeah, it was weeks, like it was weeks. But the next thing I remember really clearly is like one day I was just sat there with my baby, who was now 6 months, it's not 6 months, 6 weeks old, and like looking at him, and the way I usually would, like I would just look at him anyway, like look at his hands, whatever, like I'll just hold him because I'm holding him, feeding him, right? Well, by the way, actually, let me just go back a little bit. When I went to the doctors, like I mentioned, I was breastfeeding before, but one thing that really, I guess, broke my heart in a way is that I wasn't able to continue breastfeeding. But again, that's another story for another day. But also, it shouldn't be so stigmatized if you're a parent, if you're a mom, and for whatever reason you're not able to breastfeed. Like, there's formula milk for a reason, okay? But I felt like I was a failure. I was like, man, you are failing at this. You've only just started, and number one, your eyes go. Number two, you can't even breastfeed your own baby. What are you doing? But yeah, so I felt really, I guess, guilty about that as well. Like, I know there's mom guilt now. I know it's just mom guilt now. Like, some things literally beyond your control, but you feel guilty about because you feel like, as a mom, you should be able to do these things. But yeah, it's a case of just working through whatever the problem is or whatever the challenge is, and you can only do your best as a mom, as a parent altogether. But yeah, so moving on, I remember 6 weeks now, I'm holding my baby, really grown compared to the little newborn that I had. And I was just looking at him and I was like, wait, I can see his eyes, and his eyes were wide open. He was just staring up at me. And like, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, his eyes are open. Wait a minute. I can see his face. This is his head. This is his nose. Like the jump from seeing a little helpless, just newborns. They're just there with their eyes closed all the time, and then now you're looking at this bigger baby. There's still a 6-week-old baby. Is still tiny. They are still pretty much a newborn, but the difference is enormous because the eyes are open. They're a bit more, I don't know. He seemed more aware to me. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was just the shock from seeing a newborn to now seeing a 6-week-old. So I was just looking at him, looking at his hands. I was like, wait, what do your hands look like? And then I brought his hands out and I brought them closer to my face and I looked at them. I was like, oh my gosh, I can see you. I can see you again. Oh, that was such a pivotal moment, like such an emotional moment. But obviously I want to say I didn't cry, but I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I was so happy. But one thing I did notice though is that as I was looking at him and looking at things around me all together, is that my eyesight, although things had cleared up from the cloudy blur, static, whatever, it wasn't as clear as it was before. So things were still I still couldn't see many things. Okay, like although my eyesight was back to a degree, I still couldn't see many things. And this is something I guess I learned eventually, that it's called a flare up. With every flare up, when my eyesight comes back, then it's not back to how it was. And so slowly, it's another story for another day, or even I actually wrote a story about it, and I started an audio visual narration of it, and I've been putting it on YouTube, but I just haven't finished. I haven't finished it, guys. I haven't finished it. But it's called She Has Vision, and because in these moments when I've had literally no eyesight whatsoever, I've had to dig deep and find myself, I'm losing my eyesight, but I'm finding myself. So I don't have the usual distractions. I don't have the, I guess maybe not usual distractions, but you know what I mean? Like if something happens to you that literally changes everything, changes how you see things, changes how you live your life, then you have to adapt. You have to think about everything you do and how you do it. You have to literally re-strategize and think about your purpose and things like that. So that's when I wrote She Has Vision. Not in this instance, not with the newborn or whatever. I was too busy. I was too shocked. Like, yeah, I was. But a few years later, basically, when I had, the one who was a newborn was now 4, and I had another one who's 9 months old, I lost my eyesight again. And then it started being like that. Just I lose my eyesight for a couple weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 2 months or 3 months, and then it would come back, and then it wouldn't be as good as it was before. But that's one thing I've learned about my eye condition. Like, these things happen. There are days when my eyesight will go for a while and it will come back. And even today, now it's becoming a case of, today I might wake up and things are blurry, and tomorrow it's a bit cleared up. So now I have about 5% of eyesight left, of useful eyesight left in one eye. And as I mentioned, I did not have the other eye the whole time since childhood. So the one eye I've been using has been slowly losing, but hopefully not anymore. Hopefully we stay here, we maintain. I'm definitely looking after my eyes a lot more, and my health altogether in general, because that's one thing I think we don't realize. Our bodies, right? Everything you do with your body, it impacts all the parts of your body. So yeah, I'm just gonna check in the chat. Is there something I missed in the chat in the meantime? Oh, it's good. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please like the live if you do come on. I've been forgetting to say this as well. I'm hoping my mod has been managing to tell you guys these things. Yeah, please like the live. Please subscribe. Please share this video and this live as well when it goes onto my page, channel rather, get the word right. Because you never know who it could help. And yeah, said that had to be scary. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was scary. But this is the thing with me, and again with motherhood. Scary things happen, and then you kind of just have to get on with it, because you have little ones depending on you, and life doesn't stop just because whatever's happening with you is happening with you. So for me, my purpose, my whole drive to keep going, to adapt, has been for me to be there for my children and be as much of my happy self, like my healthy happy self, for my children as well. Teach them all the things that I love and all the things that I enjoy, not for them to just not see me as someone who struggles in life all the time, and trust me, they don't. They don't see me as someone who struggles. They actually depend on me to do things for them, even when they can do it themselves. Like this morning, my eldest son, he's learning his independence in the kitchen, right? But he was like, today I was like, no, I want you to make it for me, mummy. So it's things like that, and I love that as well about them. Like, I love how independent they are, but I also love how they also depend on me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to look after them, and they're my little humans, or our little humans, okay, and their dad, but from my perspective, that they're my little humans, and I love them so much. And literally, yeah, my whole purpose, even why I set up this platform, is to just to be the change I want to see, and be who I am to them, to other people too, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to bring it closer to my face so I can see it properly. Yeah, our inner dialogues can be so cruel. Tell me about it, Willing to Fail. It can be so cruel. Like, you could literally tell yourself something and you believe it, and it could really affect your choices in life. Like, I did a live recently, well, not recently, a couple weeks ago, and it was what was it called? Something about get out of your own way, something like that. But it was basically about self-limiting beliefs, and how we should just try not to lean into them and learn to recognize them as well, because they're what hold us back. I remember you said something earlier as well about the makeup thing as well. Yeah, it's literally, it's us. It's up to us. If you want to do something, you can do it. And you need to be kind to yourself, say nice things to yourself. Like, talk to yourself like how you would talk to, I don't know, a little girl. Like, imagine your own little self, your younger self, and just say, see, you wouldn't be so mean to them. Like, picture their face, picture their, their happy voice and whatever. Like, would you be as mean to them as you are to yourself now as an adult or as a teenager or whatever it is? So just picture yourself as your inner child, and just be super kind to yourself, and you'll thrive and you'll grow. Although I say that, but I also feel like that sometimes, that internal dialogue. Says hi, hope you're well. Much love from South Africa. Oh, hi. Oh, hello South Africa. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please like the live and please share it, and join the journey. We're going live every day for 100 days, and today is day 28. I nearly said 27. Today's day 28. So every single day, and I share an affirmation. We have story time on Saturdays, and what else do we do? Many things. We have a whole program during the week. Elle says, great advice. I'm still learning to put into practice. Yeah, I'm still learning too. I'm still learning too. Like, we're not perfect. We're human. To err is to be human, something like that. Basically, to make mistakes is to be a human. So we all make mistakes every day, including remembering not to prioritize ourselves and be kind to ourselves. So yeah, it's a journey, and welcome to the journey every day for 100 days. Even the affirmations should be helpful as well, which is why I'm sharing them as well, just to remind myself, like, be nice to yourself. I have a problem with my left eye. I had been in an accident and lost my eye. Basically, I have an artificial... Hang on, zooming in. I had an artificial eye now, so I somewhat feel you. Yeah, so I have one of my eye doesn't work, so that's how I've grown up my whole life. So yeah, I know, I also feel you. I also feel you. I'm really sorry to hear about the accident. It's so, when things like that happen and your life does change, it can be really tough. It can be really tough. And I hope you're doing well. I hope it's not affecting you too much. And I hope you're remembering to be kind to yourself and go for anything you want to do. Yeah. Really hard for me, but I had to pick myself up. Yes. I mean, when you lose one eye, your judgment on seeing things changes. So it's a bit hard to explain. Show you guys what I look at when I'm looking at my screen, so you can see why it's taking me so long to work through comments. This is what I'm looking at, and so I have to go across the whole screen. I know what you mean, because I had and still have no depth perception. So like things, your depth perception, I always have issues saying those words, depth perception. It's always like really difficult to tell distances with things, or how if there's a step down or up and things like that. So I still really, really, really struggle with that, combined with how blurry or impaired, I want to say, my vision has gotten, because it's like beyond being blurry. It's like I just can't see some things. I don't know how to, I just can't see some things. But yeah, like I totally understand. I used to, when in childhood, when I lost my eye, I used to go out on my bike, do BMX tricks and so on and so forth. And my parents were not amused with these things I was doing. But I was a child, so I didn't really understand the full gravity of the situation. I just wanted to do what the other kids were doing. And yeah, I remember one time I fell off my bike really badly because I didn't realize that something on the ground was actually raised and not just flat ground, like not a mark on the ground. And I still have that scar until today, like it's on my knee. It was a huge fall, and I believe I was banned from my bike for a long time. I had to convince my parents, like, I'll be careful, I promise. It was just an accident, I won't do it again. But yeah, the way you see things is severely affected, because I was actually testing myself the other day to see how far to one side I can see, if that makes sense. And there's nothing obviously on one side. And then, just plus not being able to see much as well. So it's a huge field of vision to not have. It's the biggest life-changing experience I've been through. I'm so glad I found this channel. I'm so glad I found this channel. I've subscribed and definitely joining this journey. Oh, thank you so much. This is exactly why I do this. This is why I'm out here talking, sharing my story, sharing my perspective, my experience beyond, little snippets of my life as well. Because it's not just about the good things that happen in life. You also talk about the challenges, or I also talk about the challenges, because you never know who it might help. Some people might be going through something now, or they went through something in the past, and just hearing a certain story, it might not be like a happy one with a happy ending or happy beginning and so on and so forth, but just hearing how someone went through something could help in some way. But yeah, thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Please share this channel as well. I'd love for us to grow as well, and keep growing together all the way to day 100 and further into infinity and beyond. But yeah, thank you so much once again. How long has it been since you're going through this? I lost my eyesight in one eye when I was 6 years old, by the time I was 6 or 7 years old. And then the one that was left was okay for a while, and I wore glasses until from all the way through teenagehood to adulthood. And then once I became a parent, after I had my first child, that's when my vision now started losing huge chunks at a time, if that makes sense. So in the past, how long has it been? Maybe 10 years or so, my vision has gone from wearing glasses and being able to read and write font to full-time using assistive technology and visual aids as well. I've transitioned to I started off with a guide cane. Now I use the long cane and not a guide cane, sorry. I started off with a symbol cane, and now I use the long cane or the guide cane. So yeah, it's been 10 years of big changes, but also positive change from within me, if that makes sense. That feeling or that sense of just taking life as it comes, appreciating each moment, and just doing what I can. Do you know what? Actually, obviously it was a struggle initially. I didn't immediately say, okay, I'm losing my eyesight, I'm gonna do everything that I've ever wanted to do. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't, and it still isn't. But I guess the past, maybe, when did I write She Has Vision? 5 years, I'd say. Past 5 years or so is when I think I've had the biggest shift in my mindset and in how I live my life. Yeah. And just really accepting myself. I think that's what it really is. Just accepting myself. If you accept yourself, how you are, who you are, no matter what, is the key to life. Just you'll take each day as happily as the other day. I can relate. I was riding my bike as a child and ran into one of those short poles. Oh gosh, didn't see anything until me and the bike went airborne. Ooh, yep. That's essentially what happened to me. Yep. And it was so painful as well. I can't remember how much I cried, but also I remember how much I cried to have my bike back. And I remember how much the injury, do you know what? It could have been worse. There was this time I fell out. It was a story time that I actually told you guys a story maybe two 2 Saturdays ago, I actually fell off the back of a car, a moving car. And so it could have been worse. Like that falling off a bike to me was like, oh, okay, just another falling over type thing, you know. So it could have been worse. I could have bumped, or even you could have like bumped my head, whatever it is. So yeah, the things, you know, children are so resilient. That's all I have to say about that. The way you move on from that and still want to keep going is just wow. Yes, I agree. Talking about challenges are important, and talking to someone that can relate to you, to your challenges, make the conversation so much more warmer. Exactly. Like when I started losing my eyesight, I was finding it so hard to find other people like me, like other moms, or just even other just visually impaired people. Like I didn't really know where to find them and I didn't really have a way to find them, so I was just keeping my head down and getting through whatever I was going through and learning things the way I could, or my way. And it's so isolating, and I think the more people we have out here like us, the better it is for many people, not just, you know, other people like us, which is amazing when you have that community. I've been able to like find so many people like myself after, ironically after starting to share my story. That's when I've come across other people like me, which is, why was I not able to find them before? But yeah, it's so helpful to have a community, of a supportive community. You can share tips as well. You can share tips like, oh, you're struggling with this, I don't like this. It's like, oh, I never thought of that. And it could be as simple as just talking about everyday things, but just like you said, people you can relate to and they can relate to you. So yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. From last to first, why are you not sleeping? I don't know why I'm not sleeping. I'm on here talking to people. I have children, so like before I jump on here and talk about certain things, we make sure that they're safely tucked into bed so that we're able to speak more comfortably and everything. So yeah, that's why I'm not sleeping. And to be fair, I'm usually not sleeping now. I'm usually not, like, I might be in bed, but I would be scrolling, I'd be watching something, I would be probably writing notes. I'm a nocturnal creature, and like I love writing and just being creative altogether. So I might be awake, I might be in bed rather, but I'm not sleeping. I'm probably awake until at least 2 a.m. usually. And sometimes I could be writing, ooh, I think this could make a nice poem if I wrote it like this. Or, oh, what if I wrote a piece of writing like this? Like, I'm like that. Or I'm watching something, and when I watch something, I'm like, that sounds really good. I should write that note down. And then once I write that quote down, I start writing more about the quote. And like, that's just my brain. It just goes on and on and on. And this is something that started when, not the first time, probably the second time that my eyesight kind of went. It's something that started then. Like, I was finding it really hard to sleep because there was obviously so many questions in my head, like, what's gonna happen? What do I do? What about makeup? How will I wear my makeup? You know, obviously beyond the usual looking after my children thing. It's like, okay, so I'll manage that. What about me? What about work? What can I do for work? What about, I don't know, holidays? What about, do you know what I mean? Like, I would start thinking about all the little nitty-gritty things, and I would just be awake at night. So I'd end up writing rather than thinking. Like, that's me. When I think, I journal. And when I journal, it becomes a piece of writing. When it becomes a piece of writing, sometimes I share it. Sometimes. But yeah, why are you not asleep? Another comment here that says, yes, absolutely correct. Acceptance is the key. Until I didn't accept it was putting myself, until I didn't accept it, I was putting myself through depression, etc. So yes, acceptance is genuinely the key. Absolutely, absolutely. Because if you don't accept, then yeah, you're just beating yourself up about it. You're just stressed. You're just depressed. You're everything negative, doing it. What is it called? Doing negative internal dialogue and everything. And that's not beneficial for anybody. Not for you, not for the people around you, not for your future, not for your past. It's not helpful. So yeah, just accept who you are anytime, however you are. Oh, okay. From last to first, speak Swahili. You said Asante Kenya. Okay. All right. Is this the only platform you're on, or will I find you on Instagram as well? Yes, I'm on Instagram, Suleiman. I'm on Instagram. That's actually where I started. I started out, like I wrote my story, She Has Vision. I keep talking about it, but I just haven't finished putting it on YouTube. That's where I first started out. So if you want to find me on Instagram, I don't know if my mod can write down my @ in the chat or my maybe put the link. I don't know, but I am on Instagram, and I will put. I don't know if I put it in the description when I was setting up the live. Maybe I didn't, but I'm on Instagram. I am at She Has Vision, but like I spelt it funny, and I don't know why. Like I kind of want to change it, but I don't because I like it. So it's at She Has and then VSN. So at SHEHAS VSN. And that's me on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok as well, and I'm on Facebook. But yeah, I started off on Instagram initially. What time is it now? Let me see. Ooh, it's 1:22 a.m. It is 1:22 a.m. So yeah. Very late night one. So Willing to Fail says finding community and people you vibe with is so important. Thanks for all you do. It really does matter. Oh, you are not gonna make me cry on this live. I did not cry when I was telling my story about my sight loss journey, so I'm not gonna cry now. But yeah, it's so important, and it's exactly why I do what I do. And it's so amazing to know that someone out there, it's reaching someone and they're appreciating it. So thank you so much. Literally, I always say, I post what I post and I do what I do. If even one person sees it and they feel a difference, my job is done. My job here is done. So when I keep going, even though sometimes, the interwebs, the algorithms and all that can be quite discouraging, but I don't really look at all that. If one person has gotten something from it, then my job is done. I've done what I'm here to do, which is be there, finding community, be there for other people like me, connect. Very important. But yeah, let's see. I missed that memo. I don't know what the chat is saying there, but yeah, I guess it's amongst you guys. Love that for you. You're actually talking amongst yourselves. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between the real world and dreams. It's tough. Yeah, like I know how vivid some dreams can get. Yeah. When that happens, I would say just wake up and like take a break, go drink some water. Like, you know how, I don't know, the kids nowadays, like I know I look like part of the kids, but I'm not. No, but people say nowadays like touch grass. So like ground yourself. So like I would say wake up, walk around a little bit, touch, your bed, like, okay, this is my bed, this is the sofa, this is the wall, turn on the light, go get a drink, come back. I don't know if there's something that makes you feel particularly grounded, then do that. Breathe, maybe do a bit of a meditation, and just try and find your way back to sleep. Like I know how vivid some dreams can be, so that's what I would suggest. Just try and re-ground or ground yourself. Yeah. Being South African, I can't stop myself from saying you have an African accent. I do, yeah. Where are you from and what is your name? I do have an African accent because I am African. I'm from Kenya. I didn't say my name. My name is Sylvia. I don't know, maybe you didn't join the live from the beginning. My name is Sylvia, and I'm from Kenya. I was born in Kenya, so I'm Kenyan British. Yeah. I do. Thank you. Finally, someone actually noticed my African accent, because everyone's always saying that I sound something else. It's like, it's African. It's Kenyan. I'm Kenyan. Do you know what? Let me actually say what She Has Vision is about, because I'm visually impaired, and my story that I wrote, it's an 8-part series. It's called She Has Vision. It was something that I wrote one of the times when I had a flare up and I couldn't see anything at all. And I had basically told myself, the she is me, it's referring to me. I told myself, you know what? You might not be able to see anything, but you have vision. You have that inner vision. You know, like when someone says you have an idea, you have a plan, you have a dream. I have that. So even when I can't see anything at all, I still have vision. I have that, you know, inner ability to come up with ideas, to do things, to thrive. So yeah, that's what She Has Vision is about. And that's why my story is called She Has Vision. That thing of you dare to dream, okay? Just dream and do. Maybe not the dreams, the vivid dreams you're talking about from last to first, but yeah, just have a dream and go for it and do it, because it doesn't matter what your limitations might be or what you think, what you perceive to be your limitations. So let's call them barriers, because barriers can be moved out the way. You can do it. No matter what your situation, you just have to believe in yourself. It only starts with believing in yourself. So yeah, that's what She Has Vision is about. And that's what we're about on this channel. Okay, we're about hope. We're about positivity. We're about overcoming our challenges, pushing our barriers aside, and also, very importantly, acknowledging that things aren't always happy and go lucky and hunky-dory and everything every day. We also acknowledge the tougher days, and we hope for a better future and a better tomorrow. So yeah, my makeup is on point. Really? Okay. Well, thank you. I tried. What am I wearing today? Let me see. Don't get me started talking about makeup, because I do love me some makeup. What am I wearing today? I've got foundation on, obviously, some concealer. I was a bit heavy-handed on the blush today on purpose, but I can't see it. I can't tell. So I was like, let's try and put a bit more blush today and see how it goes. Well, maybe find out how it goes. I don't know, because I can't tell. But I don't do contouring because that's a whole task that I haven't learned how to do. And I just feel like I'll make a very interesting face if I do. But I want to practice contouring. What do I have on my face? My eyebrows were microbladed a while ago, so I don't really have to do much to them anymore, thankfully. I just have to brush them a bit with a brow mascara, and I put a bit of a pencil at the ends. What else did I do? Just actual mascara on my lashes, and I did the dark lip line thing with, I think I used 3 different lip colors. I used a pink Charlotte Tilbury one, and then I used what did I do next? There's this nudish one which I really liked when I was just doing nude lips, so I put that on top of it. And then I was like, let's bring some color contrast works best for me. So if something isn't clearly one color and the thing next to it is another color, then it just blends and it becomes all a blur. So I've been wearing red lipstick a lot for that reason. So I feel like, yes, you've worn makeup, because it's the only bit of makeup on my face that I can actually tell that I've got on if I wear red lipstick. But I was like, let's be braver. Let's not only wear something because you can tell it's there. So yeah, I added a red-ish, I think it's red, a dark red lip paint and some lip gloss, and that's it. So I thought I'd do a simple enough look, considering it was like 11 p.m. I was like, maybe 15 years Saturdays, okay, not 15 years, I'm exaggerating, but many years ago, on a Saturday, I'd be doing this makeup and I'd be adding probably some shadow and other things, and I'd be looking to wear a bodycon dress to go to the club. So but what am I doing today? I'm putting my makeup on minimally. barely able to see it, to come on and live my dream, okay? Because this is my dream, to literally come out here, share my story, connect with people, and hopefully make an impact somewhere, somehow. Oh my gosh, look at me. I can really talk, you know. You just said my makeup and I just went on a whole like 10-hour tangent. But yeah, thank you. Hakuna Matata. That's all I know in your language, ma'am. LOL. You say you're from South Africa, so all I know is to say hi, bo. I hope that's not a swear word, actually. I hope that's not a bad word. Is that a bad word? From Amapiano. Like, just any words I hear from Amapiano, that's the ones I know. Asks, so where do I find your 8-part story? Oh, I've never had anybody ask me that. Sorry. So my story is on Instagram, but you know what? There used to be this feature called the guides, but recently they've taken it away because I'd put it in a guide and it was called She Has Vision. So now, because they did that, they took away the guide feature. That's when I started making it into an audio visual story. So you will only find, I think I did 3 parts of it, and it's on my channel. I actually recorded every single last reading of it. I just literally need to put it in a video and edit it and put it online. But there's 3 parts and it's in a playlist on my channel called She Has Vision. So if you go in the playlist section on my channel, you'll find it there. It's not the whole 8 parts. It's, I think, 3 or 4 I did so far. And you know what? That has put... that's given me motivation to actually finish the series. I'll finish it because I know why I started doing that. Like, I know why I started making it into videos, because I was thinking, I wrote this thing straight from my heart, right? And I wrote it when I was in one of my lowest moments in my life. And I wrote it in a way that was, I guess, authentic to how I was feeling. Like, I was acknowledging my feelings. It was part of my journal during that time. And how do I bring it to other audiences? Like, how I initially thought I would make it into, like, I wanted to write a whole book. Still there, that dream is still very much alive. But I thought, you know, how do I bring it to other audiences, like to other people? Not everyone is going to come across my Instagram and then further find the guide and then further read the whole thing, you know? So I basically read every single part of it in the different 8 parts out loud, like a reading. Yeah, I did a reading, and I recorded it on my phone. No fancy, you know, I didn't do any fancy tech or whatever. And then I started putting it in a video. But what I did this time is I went back and tried to find footage from around the time. And I asked my mom, and like I asked my family, basically, can you send me any videos that you have of me around this time? It was 2019. And they did, and I put it all in like little videos, and I did the reading, and then I added some other bits, like I added updates, like voiceover updates into it. So when it's like one of my babies, my little baby, when I work on something that is so from my heart and so heartfelt and so close to my heart, even like coming on here and telling you guys my story, my sight loss story from the childbirth situation, it's something that's so close to my heart, and it's such a sensitive topic for me, but I still find a way to come on here and tell you and tell the story, because I think it's really important that other people hear about it. Because I can tell you this, right, actually, since I started talking about it, since I started going to do vision impairment awareness talks, since I started connecting with more people, I've had this story mirrored back to me several times, like, oh, this is what I dealt with too. I thought I was alone. I've remembered what I forgot to say. I've actually remembered what I forgot to say. The thing that I forgot to say that I was dealing with at the time after having my child is that I felt, when I was saying that I felt shame, but also I was anxious, I was worried because when I was getting the community midwife visits and everything, I was worried that if they knew what was happening with my eyesight, that they would take my child away from me. And like, this is a concern, like later on, like probably last year or so, I ended up working in the sight loss sector, and like I ended up doing some research and speaking to parents, and a lot of parents said they felt the same way. They felt like their children, the authorities would take their children away if they knew just how much they're struggling with their eyesight, if they knew that they're visually impaired or blind. So it's not something that's literally only something that I thought of. And that's why it's important to talk about things and talk to people and connect with people and share your story and everything. So right now, doing this 100-day challenge, I'm doing it with my whole chest, as the saying goes, because I know the value of it. Like, I know how important it is to other people to hear it back, or to be like, oh, that's what happened to me. Other people to relate, other people to even maybe learn something new about it. Even if you're not visually impaired, you've never been in contact with a visually impaired person, you've got literally whole new world for you. There's something you could pick up from it, you know? So yeah, I need to finish She Has Vision, the audio visual experience. I need to finish that. I need to finish my projects that I start. I need to stop having these crises of imposter syndrome and everything, and just put it out there, and whoever it helps, it helps. And so this is partially what this 100-day thing is about. It's like, let's build up, let's build momentum, let's all of us are building ourselves, let's grow, let's get out of that whole thing of nobody's listening, nobody cares, let's get out of that. Do what you want when you want, okay? Chase your dreams, follow your purpose, remember your purpose, and just go for it, Sylvia, you forgot to answer me. How are you? I'm fine. I'm very well, thank you. I'm feeling, how am I feeling actually? How am I? I'm actually fine. I'm good. Sometimes I've got a bit of a cold, but that's not something I'm going to complain about because I was in a much worse situation last week. But I would say internally, I'm feeling optimistic. Yeah. That made me realize, when you think you're going through something bad, always remember someone out there going through something, someone out there is going through much worse, and that makes me so much more thankful. Right, like, it's so good to be thankful, to appreciate. Like, I practice gratitude, and I do it with our whole family. Do it, even my children do it every day. At the end of the day, we say 3 things that we're grateful for, because it's so easy to get bogged down in life's little inconveniences as well as the bigger challenges. So even in the toughest times, we find things to be grateful for. Like today, I just said I'm grateful for pancakes. Because I am. We just had pancakes this evening. It could be the smallest things. So yeah, like, I think practicing gratitude is so important, and it really helps in building resilience and building your resilience, just being stronger, enjoying your life a bit more, being more present. So yeah, it's really important, and I love that you found a way to be grateful for what you do have. Some of us are glad being here and sticking around, truly. Definitely. Thank you so much for joining this live, guys. It has been amazing. It has been so good getting to know all of you, finding out your stories as well, sharing our stories, sharing our perspectives in life, and I really hope you found it empowering as well. I hope you found it useful in some way, shape or form. the whole, like, I found new friends. Okay, I hope you found new friend in me too. So yeah, like, keep going, keep being you, keep sending messages, like, send comments, join the live. Let's keep going on this journey. I love to hear from people, other people like me, and everyone in general as well. I love to hear your opinions. And another thing as well, obviously, because I'm here every day for 100 days, there's also, I wanted to share other things. Like, I wanted to put videos in my other sections of YouTube. So apart from actually finishing up the She Has Vision series, in the community tab, just on any of the posts, or maybe on the most recent one, just let me know what you'd like to see from me as well, like what you'd like me to talk about, what you'd like for me to post about, just things like that. Because also, as much as I'm here and I'm sharing what I feel other people would enjoy, what I feel you guys would enjoy, there's also, it's really important to give you guys what you want. So let me know if you ever have any ideas, if you have any questions, just let me know what you think I should make a video on. I definitely do vlogs. I do vlogs. And they're not necessarily, you know, when something super exciting is happening only. I'm starting something on Monday. Won't tell you what it is yet. But I am doing something from then, which will be a new experience for me, which something I haven't done for years. So yeah, I'll probably share a little bit about that, how that's going, how that's working out. And yeah, just let me know what you'd like for me to post about a bit more. I do post about my makeup a bit. I post about regular life things, maybe cooking a little bit. I'm trying to think, what was oh yeah, I wanted to share a bit more about the equipment that I use, my camera, how I use it, how I manage to use it, accessibility features and all that. Because I think for someone who's visually impaired and they want to, like, get started, my gosh, my nail just nearly snapped off. What was I saying? For someone who's visually impaired and they want to get started as well, like, the more the merrier. So if you're thinking about equipment, you maybe want to find out what works for you, I'm here. I'll definitely share. Let me see, what else was there that I wanted to do? See, now my brain has gone actually blank. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I have a list of things that I really wanted to post about. So you guys also let me know, and I'll be like, we're on the same page. Me too. That was on my list. I'll be sharing an affirmation, so don't run off just yet. We have an affirmation of the day today. I'm going to read the affirmation and then I'll come back to the chat, so we can also ponder and ruminate. I think ruminate is when you think about something too much, like overthink it. But I don't know. Anyway, so we can think about it, okay? So the affirmation of the day is on my other phone. We're pulling it up. I've had experience of two different phones. Like, I've always been an Android girly until recently when I got the iPhone. And like, that's when I realized literally everyone who's visually impaired has an iPhone except for me. And I was like, what's all the fuss? What's the big deal? And literally, even some apps, they would come out on iOS before they come to Android. So I had basically had enough. I was like, you know what? Even though I've been using Samsung my whole life, we're gonna get an iPhone. So what I want to do for you guys is, for those people who are maybe thinking of switching to iPhone, or if you have an iPhone and you're wondering what features are there on other phones, specifically the Samsung phones, I want to do a comparison video, right? I'm going to tell you guys the features that I found helpful on the Samsung and the features that I find, because I still use both of them. I don't know, I'm saying found. I use both of them. Features I find helpful on Samsung and features I find helpful on the iPhone. I sure can tangent. I'm a professional tangent person. Okay, affirmation of the day today. I was going to say today is Saturday the 30th. Yes, it is, because we haven't slept. I know, it's Sunday the 1st, but we're doing the one for Saturday the 30th because I haven't So yeah, the affirmation is I am worthy of, I'll bring it closer to my face. Hang on, let me read it first so I can say it more fluently so it sounds nicer. I am worthy of beautiful endings and exciting beginnings. I am worthy of beautiful endings and exciting beginnings. I think I really wanted to use this affirmation for today because I planned them ahead, specifically to tell whilst telling my story in relation to my sight loss story. There's a lot more to it. I only told you like a snippet. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more. Things got a lot more interesting a few years later after the childbirth story. So that's the She Has Vision story. But I think thinking that I am worthy of beautiful endings and exciting beginnings. A story about losing your eyesight might sound like a sad story. It might sound like you might think it's like a sad thing, like, oh no, that is so unfortunate, that sort of thing. And it is at first because it's not easy. At first it is, but when you learn to find beauty and nice things and happiness, I don't know, in something that could otherwise have been really, really sad or a tough situation, then you got the key to life, okay? You can do everything. No, but yeah, so just reminding myself that I am worthy of beautiful endings and exciting beginnings. So your story, whatever your story is, you can have a beautiful ending no matter what is happening, okay? You can make yourself a beautiful ending. And no matter where your story is now, if the beginning is not exciting, if it's not nice, if something, if it's something that you're facing that is a challenge, then you know what, make tomorrow exciting. Find something exciting in it. Like, just think of yourself as someone who is worth all the good things in the world, okay? So even when things are tough, all the good things can still come to you. It's not the end, okay? It's not, like I always say, losing my eyesight is really not the end. It wasn't the end of my life. It was the beginning of a beautiful story. So yeah, I wouldn't preach at you too much. But yeah, so I am worthy of beautiful endings and exciting beginnings, okay? I'm gonna come back to the chat, find it again. When I press it, it zooms in, and so this is how I navigate the screen, like that, okay? I navigate the screen like that. Like today, I'm grateful for coming across your live, Sylvia. Okay, I'm going to be a determined subscriber and here for as long as you're around. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to have you on board. Thank you so much for choosing this corner of the internet, and I'm so glad you are appreciating what I'm doing over here and what we're doing over here, because I've got my husband supporting me in the background. But yeah, thank you so much. And I should actually tell you, like, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without the people around me. I don't think I'd be able to have the mindset that I have without the support of the people around me. It really helps to have a healthy support system. As much as, your work is your work for you to do from inside, right? But having that support system, always knowing that in case of anything, I can just lean on them, has been everything. I have been told by them that I'm pretty, what's the word? What word did my husband use the other day? Strong, resilient, whatever the word was. So yeah, I'm pretty determined myself to be independent, be myself no matter what. Nothing's gonna stop me, visually impaired, unstoppable, as best as I can, So yeah, how long have we been live for? An hour, maybe? And I haven't really mentioned that my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers. When I started these, I was like, guys, let's get to 1,500. Can we get to 1,500? Like, I was just being, like I said it just as a by the way, and then lo and behold, 1,500 came a couple days later. So I was like, oh, Oh, okay. So we can actually band together as a community. We can actually grow. We can actually reach further. Like I have so many, like I mentioned, I have so many plans. I have friends who are visually impaired that I'd really love to bring on to introduce you guys to, for them to share their story or their perspective on things. I have, apart from visually impaired, I have other people basically that I think you guys would love. Like I want to bring you more content, you know. So if you could please help me get to around 5k, just to empower me to grow this channel so we can reach more people and do more as well. Like I want to do more. I'm doing my best right now. I'm at home. I do my own little setup. Sometimes I pop up in my pajamas. It's fine. But yeah, I'd really love to do more. I'd love to have more people on here. I'd love to reach more people because you never know who it could help. Like, see, we've got South Africa in the building. Okay, I love that for us. I love that. We have Portugal. Okay, we have Portugal in the building as well. There are so many people out there in the world that could benefit from the message that we have here and from generally joining this community, you know. So I want to do more. So please support, and thank you so much for all of you for the support that you've given me so far. Like I really appreciate every single one of you. So yeah, share, react, like, you know, go back and watch this whole series, the daily lives. It's called Live a Little, which again, see, with all my things, every single name has a meaning. So Live a Little, I call it Live a Little because first of all, I like puns. And live a little has the word live, which is like live, going live every day. But also live a little because if you stay there overthinking something like, oh, I need to have this so I can do that, I need to have this so I can do that, then you never actually get to do what it is you want to do. The point is just start with what you've got, with what you can. So I started with just my little phone, this one in my hand, and which is how sometimes you'll see me pop up. I'll be on this phone. That's how I set up my live. And just talk to people. Just don't even overthink it. Don't plan it. Just talk. Just switch on the camera and start talking, which is what I told myself. So like, don't overthink it. Come on, live a little. Enjoy your life. So that's why it's called Live a Little. The goal is to probably make this into a podcast at the end. Like Live a Little will be a series. It will continue separately from, not separately, but within the channel, just as something that continues where I come on here, share my thoughts and talk. But what I really wanted to do is other bits of content as well. I have a lot of plans, basically. I'm not going to tell you everything, but I have a lot of plans. So if you help me out and help me reach more people, and yeah, we'll be able to do that. And also other people would really just benefit from watching what we share on here and joining our community. I just said that a few seconds ago, going around in circles like a merry-go-round. But yeah, thank you for joining the live, guys. South Africa is somewhere I really want to go. Like it's #1. And then Zanzibar, like Tanzania. And then where else in Africa do I want to go? I want to go to Morocco. Many places. Do you know what? Let me manifest it now, yeah. Eventually, I will be able to bring you travel content, and you'll be experiencing the world through my eyes in a way, like how I travel, how I get around, how we plan ourselves, how I get around things, basically. So yeah, let's go. Let's actually take it from my living room to the world. Oh, you'd love to be in one of my episodes of the... Oh my, that's amazing. Oh, yes, please. I'd love to. I'd love that. Okay. I love it. Look, I've got guests already. I'd love that. I don't know. I was trying to think how you can reach out so I can... Maybe write a comment somewhere and then, yeah... But let's manifest it as well, because the podcast hasn't even gotten started, but we're obviously planning. We're planning. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Thank you for volunteering as tribute. Thank you so much. So I've got my first guest for the podcast. Hey! The podcast is happening. The podcast is happening, guys. What I'm curious about is, yes, assuming doing laser treatment on your one eye isn't possible. So this is what I'm saying. Like I told you guys, the condensed version of my story, from the age of 6. Simply answer your question, basically, apart from being in constant treatment, amazing care and all that, apart from medication, I've had several procedures in my eye, including one time I remember when I was a child, I did do laser surgery. I did just others. I've lived in hospitals. I've lived in the hospital. Like I've always been inside the hospital. Like there's so many pictures of me as a child all the way until now, just in hospital with the eye patch. So I rest assured, like I go through my life knowing that all the doctors that have dealt with me, they've done the best they can. Because one thing I didn't mention initially, when my eye condition was diagnosed, I have uveitis, by the way. When it was diagnosed when I was a child, the first doctor that saw me said, okay, so told my parents, okay, so your child is going to be completely blind in 6 months. You'd be better off just, enrolling her in the blind school, the local blind school, which is a really good blind school, by the way. But my parents were like, or we can get a second opinion. Second opinion said the same thing. Third opinion said the same thing. Fourth doctor said, oh, there's this new thing they're doing in London. Maybe you should take her there. And so he referred me now, and that's when I came over here. And I was fortunate enough to be able to actually even come here for treatment. It's not something that everybody, as you know, how the world is, it's not something that everybody can manage to do. So I was really fortunate to be able to be brought over here for treatment. And then, yeah, so that's how it has been going, like between then and now. I did come here for treatment and then go back to Kenya, then come back, stay for a couple months. I did actually miss school. I missed a bit of school because I was coming over here for treatment, and then I go back, and then eventually it was like, okay, going back and forth is not it. Let's just go and stay over there. And so that's what happened. So then I just came and stayed over here, and now my hospital that I've been having to get a whole car and then a plane to get to is just now a train ride away. I just need to get on the train and I'm there. But yeah, I've been in treatment my whole life. They're doing the best they can. They can't really do anything about the one eye that can't see, and the eye that can see a bit, they've tried their best. As am I. I'm also trying my best by holding on to hope, because that's the other thing. If you give up, then you've given up, and that's it. Even the most logical things just won't happen because you've given up. So I'm still holding on to hope. So I'm holding on to the last bit of eyesight that I've got, my little 5%. I'm appreciating it. I'm learning to live without the rest of the 95% that I don't have. Or sometimes I have days when I don't see anything at all, when there's a flare up, and I'm still learning to live without eyesight. But everyone's doing their best, including me. So yeah. I answer in such long-winded ways, but yeah, no, laser wouldn't really do anything right now for me. So, question here. What was or is the hardest part about losing your eyesight? The hardest part. I think for me the hardest part is not being able to just jump in the car and drive somewhere and go. So I would say my independence when it comes to going places. When it comes to going somewhere, planning a journey, if I have to go, even literally let's say my doctors, I've just mentioned, I've been going there for years, literally since I was a child, but I still really, really, really have to plan ahead so I can go there. Sometimes I'm able to have someone go with me. Sometimes I go there by myself. But when I'm going by myself, I really have to meticulously plan the journey, down to which trains I would use, which routes I would use in case something happens to that. Which ones can I use? How will I get from point A to point B? They actually have a system here in London, in the London Underground, where when you walk into the station that you start from, you can actually ask them to receive you at the other end of the station you're going to. But where the line breaks with that is like, what if you're on the train, they're waiting for you in, I don't know, let's say Kensington, South Kensington, and you got on the train at Whitechapel. So if you get to Aldgate and the train suddenly, stops working for whatever reason, that line has stopped, then how do you go from, like, you feel lost, basically. It's like, this has happened to me before, but not when I was going to hospital. I was coming back home from work, and I promise you, if it was a car drive, it's literally like 15 minutes away from my home. But because I wasn't familiar with that train station, I wasn't familiar with the surroundings, I wasn't familiar with the route. How do I get home from this place to home? I was lost. I went up and down. Like, we make light of it now with my mom, like we just laugh about it, but like I went up and down that station for a good 30 minutes not knowing what to do. And like I asked the staff, basically, hey, I'm visually impaired, how do I get from point A to point B? How do I get from here to, I need to go to such and such? And they were like, oh yeah, just go over there. Like, I'm like, where's over there? Like, help. So I ended up calling my mom and keeping her on the phone the entire time. And she didn't get off the phone until I got on the bus that I was looking for, that I was supposed to get onto. But yeah, it was a nightmare, but it was literally just a few minutes away from my house. It wasn't even like that far. It was within the same area, but I just didn't know, because I don't know the area, don't know where the bus stop is, don't know how to get to the bus stop, don't know the station. I've only ever gone past it from inside the train. Even how to leave the station was an issue. So although they have like systems here and they're helpful sometimes the staff don't even know how to support someone who's visually impaired. And sometimes the line gets broken and then you have the dilemma of how do you get to where you're going to. So going places by myself is literally the hardest part, the biggest challenge in my life right now. Till today, the biggest challenge. And I don't think I've figured out a way to get around it. It's just something that I guess you just have to learn to live with and get on with it, I guess I make it sound like so harsh and so easy. Just get on with it. But yeah, there are apps to support going out and about independently, and there's methods and there's ways. You just have to use them and suck it up, as it were. But it's not easy. That is the hardest part for me. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today. I am going to make my way out now and leave. And just as a reminder, today's affirmation is, I am worthy of beautiful endings and exciting beginnings. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, don't overthink it. Live a little. See you tomorrow or later on today.
But you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I by my side.